shit get harder, you get stronger, only way to play it. Or you can go and fold up, crumble like some cookies, watch them break like bread. It's from the heart, spaz on them, going crazy like I'm taking meds. Asking God for a little more time to get my soul right. Right now I'm seeing red, get your own, use your head. Waiting on somebody else to feed you when you're hungry, you won't never get fed. Shawty say she like me, but she can't love me. Damn what you said, it's all respect, she spoke the truth. Plus before she left I got some head. Might chase a little bit, but I don't like the bag. Like what's the point, go get the bag. Go pop some tags, go get that shit you never had. Couple dollars cool, but I need a couple M's in the stash. I battle with myself, staying on the right path. Ambitious for a minute, depression kick in. Hurry up, forever sad. Told me keep it going, cause when you're down and out there, make the devil laugh. Head steady spinning, but I ain't blacking out. Couple steps closer to my dreams, so ain't no need to reroute. Don't even think about that. Made decisions held me back, but if you talking about talent, build to win, ain't no doubt about that. Your drink missing that little extra kick, I think your soda flat. I stay intact, spit a flow off the top, on the spot, finger snap, dog shit, off the leash, play a beat, tell me eat, I go attack. And try and see me win, you want a verse, I got attack. It's more than rap, something for your mind, spitting back, get it guala, hella sick when your pocket flat, but can't do everything for the dollar where your morals at. This weed good, but I think I need a stronger pack. I'm a Carolina nigga, used to be my foe, then they switch back home. Just to visit, feeling down like where my people at. Fuck them though, I'ma just ball on them, tell them check the scope.
Greetings, greetings. Welcome to The Righteous versus the Wicked. I am your host, Aqet Kabba S Ankh. We have our speakers on here. We have Dr. Shams, V40, Queen Kasheebah, Cecily. Yes, give her a formal introduction. It should be a streamer on the bottom. Speaking of Afrodescendant Nation, as well as a Cash App. And if you like the show, please subscribe, join, donate, Afrodescendantnation.org. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking the time out to be here with us on the show. And we always want to give honor and thanks to our ancestors. Before, I was going to actually go to a song that I want to do with V40, because Martin Luther King's birthday was yesterday. And he's an ancestor, and we want to play that song. Sister Cody?
Yeah. Slit, slit. Yeah. If it's war, I'm going in. Yeah. Everything for the yeah. No need to pretend. Dr. Clark said we ain't got no friends. Yeah. Everything for the yeah. They say our chance to look slim. And the future's looking grim. Bitch, we going for the win. Everything for the yeah. For Detroit drop gems. And free all of my dogs in the pen. Yeah. Everything for the yeah. Malcolm, Martin Luther. About to start a revolution. Target, shooter. Use your own kind of coming through ya. Yeah. Bag on me, your medulla. King had a dream. Turn nightmare, Freddy Krueger. Strap with the K, no we don't play. Malcolm peeping out the window. Cops kill me for my skin tone, so I'm punching every time the wind blow. PTSD got us traumatized. How many more of us gotta die? Run up on me in this homicide. Bottom line, yeah. If it's war, I'm going in. Yeah. Everything for the yeah. No need to pretend. Dr. Clark said we ain't got no friends. Yeah. Everything for the yeah. They say our chance to look slim. And the future's looking grim. Bitch, we going for the win. Everything for the yeah. For Detroit drop gems. And free all of my dogs in the pen. Yeah. Everything for the yeah. Mumia, Asada, Bobby and Khaled Muhammad. Swear there will be no more silence. Swear there will be no violence. You hear the violence, you hear the malice. So go to Gallus, that's over 400 years of care. And then you wonder why niggas wild. Supremacy keeping us colonized. They don't need your body when they got your mind. If I'm out of pocket, then you out of line. Yeah, home base, I'ma slap them up. PTSD got us traumatized. How many more of us gotta die? Run up on me in this homicide. Cause we shoot back, bottom line. Yeah. If it's war, I'm going in. Yeah. Everything for the yeah. No need to pretend. Dr. Clark said we ain't got no friends. Yeah. Everything for the yeah. You see our chance to look slim. And the future's looking grim. Bitch, we going for the win. Everything for the yeah. For Detroit drop gems. And free all of my dogs in the pen.
Hey, Sister Cody, I lost that video. I lost that video. Can you get that video back? All right, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. I would like for everyone on the panel, if they could, give a brief introduction of yourselves, please. And we can start with Brother Shams. Dr. Shams.
Yes, good evening. Black Power Race First. I'm Brother Reverend Dr. Shamsuddin A. Abdul Hakim Al-Bey. I am a Moorish American Nuwapian Black Muslim Indian with my own self-government, headed to become a nation-state government with secession away from the U.S. government, because in my opinion, we have no justice in the U.S. at all. So therefore, it's time to secede and become our own government. Black Power, peace, and race first.
Black Power, race first. Brother Comrade V.
Yes, Big Fours, Black Power, free the land, salute to the comrades, free all the political prisoners, etc. I am Via 40M. I am the ambassador of 40 Million Strong, or 40M for short. The content that Sister Desiree just posted or just displayed is actually our Live from the Block music video that I expect her to play, but that is one of the releases that we have. We use, of course, music along with many other vehicles to connect and tap in with the general masses of our people. We essentially are a secessionist movement geared towards independence and established nationhood. Um, we operate around 4 key components. The first and foremost being infrastructural and industrial building. The second being internal and external resourcing. Number 3 being unilateral secession or unilateral declaration, self-determination in the context of international law. And number 4, security, defense, and enforcement. And those are the key principles that we operate. We basically are comrade and cadre member to many of the organizations and formations that are in existence. And of course, we're looking to tap in with as many of our people in and outside of the movement as possible using mediums just like this. So we appreciate Sister Conrad Cody and Sister Conrad Desiree for having us tonight. And of course, race first to Dr. Sham, as well as Black Power to Queen Mother and Sister Cicely.
Race first. Queen Mother, do you want to give us a brief introduction of you? Okay, she might be having difficulties. How about Sister Cecily? Are you still there? You want to give us a brief introduction of yourself? I think she had some classes she had to do. But there's actually a video that I want to show by Judah. Sister Cecily, she's probably in class, so you can take that off. Because she's coming back and forth. She's in class right now. Yeah. So, do we have the video? There we go, right there. Thank you, Sister Akoti. Very interesting. Okay, we seem to be having some technical difficulties, but still stay tuned. I know Sister Cecily said that for some kind of reason the screen is black and she can't unmute. Her screen is black. So maybe it has something to do with her system. All right. So one of the things that's been going on, is that, the fires and everything that's been happening in California. And I know all of us have seen the news and see everything. She said it could be her phone. Everything that's been going on in California with the fires. I do have an article that I want to share, but is there anything that any of the panelists want to talk about the fires that's going on in Los Angeles before I get into the news article?
Black Power raised first. Yes, if the Europeans didn't know we had a God with us, I bet you they witnessing that God today, burning down their multi-million-dollar properties that they don't care nothing about us with, want to celebrate our deaths and their lynchings of us as a people and don't care nothing about us. That's why we have to do for self. But our God showed up to help us. They know we got a God now. So maybe they'll slack down and cool off a little bit. Let us do what we got to do for ourselves. Black Power, peace and race first.
Black Power. Look like Sister Cecily. Are you working now, Sister Cecily? Can you unmute? Could be her phone, she was saying. All right, Brother V, do you want to comment about what's going on in LA with all these fires before we get into the article?
Yeah, I do want to say there are a lot of different thoughts. I don't like the word conspiracy because it removes validity in people's minds. Nonetheless, just wait until the smoke clears. Watch the money and watch what happens to that area and whoever's owning, operating, or controlling it after all the odds have disappeared and went on to more up-to-date events. So let's just see how it plays out in the long term.
Yeah, something funny about that. There was even a conspiracy going on that's saying that P. Diddy, I don't know if you guys heard that, had something to do with the fires because they're over there burning evidence.
Right. Yeah,
You
not necessarily that he
you
had
heard
something
about
to
that,
do
right?
with it, but that they were attempting to destroy tunnels, secret underground tunnels that they were using for trafficking purposes and destroying evidence, et cetera, which, I'm not saying that there may not be things like that at play that's involved in that, but for such a catastrophic, that wouldn't have been required. Because to be honest with you, who would have known that these people even had access to it unless the feds on them? And if the feds essentially would have been on them, their conviction rate is crazy. So they're not even going to really, expose that they are investigating a person potentially until they have enough information to basically, prosecute. So, all that aside, like I said, just wait until the smoke clears. We talking about fire, wait until the smoke clears.
I say wait till the smoke clears. But I tell you something that I saw it was very disturbing. Now, you in Southern California, where the weather is really hot. I know being here in San Francisco, it's 63 degrees out there, but you have a space heater. They said one of the fires began with a space heater. Why is someone trying to keep warm with a space heater when it's hot outside already? So then it goes to the point that fires was actually committed intentionally, right? And I believe there is reverence to that. And that's going to go into the article I'm getting ready to share. I just want to see, Sister Cecily, are you able to speak now? because you said you wanted to give an introduction. I don't know if she's still unable to unmute, but she does have problems going on with her phone. Yeah, it's all good in the hood. Let's go to the article. Okay, so Altadena is a predominantly Black neighborhood, and that neighborhood was actually created back during the Civil Rights era. And Altadena was actually one of the areas that they were saying that a fire actually purposely affected, the community over there in LA. I know that South Central hasn't gotten hit. I know that the president down there, the UNIA, she said that, the fires are still burning, the winds are still going, and they're still not having any type of control. And when you go outside, the soot and the smoke is all over. Does anybody have any thoughts of that? What's going on with that situation?
Well, historically, natural disasters, among other things, have been used to basically repossess or ultimately take over spaces, areas, or pieces of land that we've occupied. We've heard the stories about entire towns that now rest under rivers, or places like Tulsa, etc. So we've seen historically where situations like this, and me personally, I've actually seen this happen in the South. In fact, in North Carolina, where they have yearly flooding due to the hurricane seasons, in which these people clearly know this is going to happen every year, and it floods the same zones. And all of these zones, of course, are areas we live in. We usually live in the areas, like in the case of Katrina, the areas that are less shielded or less protected, the least desirable area, essentially, we usually occupy in majority of towns and cities that we reside. So even for here, in the hurricane seasons, in which flooding ends up relocating large groups of families at a time, depending on how big the devastation is, they end up swooping in, and either FEMA, which is the federal government, or even the city or town will end up somehow obtaining access to the land, almost like a natural form of gentrification. It's not natural, but utilizing natural disasters to gentrify areas. So, in a situation like was happening there in California, capitalism. The idea is to capitalize off of any and everything that includes the negatives. So even if this wasn't something that was planned or intentional, if there's an opportunity for them to capitalize, then they will.
And you exactly right. Them capitalizing, by any means necessary is their objective, right? Because they do it constantly. And just look at what they're doing right now. Even with the fire, they turn around and doing price gouging. So now they're upping up the price in items in the stores, right? They're using this as an advantage of their capitalism. Queen Mother Kasheebah, are you able to give an introduction on yourself now? Queen Mother, can you unmute? Yes, I can hear you. Do you want to give everybody an introduction of yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself? Black Power. One of the questions, because was about the fires that's going on in California. What is your take on that, Queen Mother? Black Power, that's a way of looking at it too, because all the things that Hollywood have, the insane criminal activities that they have committed when it comes to our brothers and sisters dealing with Hollywood. Exactly. I don't know. Sister Cecily is still having a problem with, I guess, her mic, but she said she wanted to say something or whatever. Sister Cecily, can you get in now? All right. All right. Further with the panel. So I don't know if you guys want to actually read the whole article, but you can go back to the article as far as that. But dealing with what's going on in Altadena, there was supposed to be someone else inside the system that's actually living in San Francisco. Not in San Francisco, in Altoona, and she was going to come on, but she's having difficulty getting here on the screen. I think is Sister Akoti, is there someone else that's waiting backstage that actually wants to come in right now? If so, you can let them in. I'm not sure. Not sure. Okay. Show must go on. All right. So let's go here. I'm gonna go. Brother V, do you have any suggestions? Because Brother DeWalt was supposed to come into the show, and it seems like everybody's having little difficulties today.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, that's how it is sometimes, and furthermore, opposition, you know, will do its bidding in the sense of low intensity warfare, which we don't really consider. We think of ways of intercepting, interrupting, or um, what's the better word for it? It's right along the lines of what I was just saying. Infiltrating. We think of more grander schemes, like plots that was sustained against El Hajj Malik Shabazz, for example, or the BPP, etc. We think of things like that, but we don't consider them using smaller ways or less, I would say, less elaborate ways of usurping or neutralizing or apprehending or preventing or slowing, etc. Like, it's I listened to one of the elders, or excuse me, he's an ancestor now, the other night, and I think I told you about this maybe within the past day or two, Sister Conrad, while I was telling you about the final interview, at least that I know of Brother Conrad Matulu Shakur, in which he was, kind of outlining the things that he and many of the comrades he had during that time period were dealing with, and the different mechanisms that was put in play by the opposition to basically prevent them from successfully completing their missions and agendas they were focused on. Today, even in a situation where you was just discussing what's going on in California, we don't really know what the behind the scenes intent was behind any decision that was made, whether this was something that was started or whether it was something that just happened. The ultimate decision making on how they were going to handle it and everything that's happened subsequently, we really don't know the intention behind that. And a lot of times we overestimate and underestimate the opposition at the same time. Now, us in the movement, we got a little better understanding of things because we've taken the time out to study. We've taken the time out to read, to digest history. And we've also come into contact with many elders within the movement who are able to share their experience, etc. For the general masses, they don't have that benefit. So for them, they see the government as this giant military force, military tanks, billion armed soldiers with the craziest arsenal of weapons you could possibly think of, and that's what we think of. But in actuality, it's not even really that, and we recognize that, but they don't. So for us, even on a platform like this, being able to kind of outline these things, being able to highlight certain things, indicate or direct, guide even, as potentially the vanguard of our people, you know, them in a way to where they will start to see these things, and by them being exposed to it, it presenting the possibility that it will lead them to a certain realm of thinking, which will lead them to a certain realm of action, which corresponds with what we're doing within the movement. But we overestimate them in the sense that we see these giant tanks, we think of the government, we see this giant military force, but at the same time we'll say, oh, well, they wouldn't do that, or they wouldn't go that far. So how can we overestimate them in one breath and then underestimate them in the next? And I think, even this situation that's playing out in California, along with a multitude of many other national and world events, that we're getting essentially their information or the information that they want to present outside of whatever independent media might be truly on the story with access really to inside information. Outside of that, we're basically going on what they tell us. So that's why I say, instead of being so concerned about, oh, what's this? What's it? Oh, it could be Diddy, or no, it could be Hollywood, or no, they could be just trying to occupy the land, or no, there's something there that they're trying to get. It could be a multitude of different things, and it could be an amalgamation of all them things put together, or a little piece of them. At the end of the day, we really won't know. So instead of placing our thought process and our energy into that, why not put our thought process and energy into the things that we can control, which is our collective destiny as a group. Our
I know
self-determination.
one thing for sure, and that has been going on for the longest, is people getting, setting things on fire and getting that insurance money, right? And us as brothers and sisters, do we keep up on our renters insurance, our homeowners insurance, right? And these jokers turn around with all the money and everything they make, like, because some of them even made statements, oh, my house burned up, I'm just gonna just leave and not come back, right? You know what I mean? And you got the insurance and get the money or whatever. But what happens to the brothers and sisters, right, that don't have insurance, that has been misplaced, right, and got to sit around, they got to wait on FEMA or wait on the Red Cross? And even with all that stuff that happened with Katrina, we already seen how Katrina went down. Truth be said, the Red Cross turned around and robbed the brothers and sisters down in Louisiana. The joker that was in charge of the CEO, he turned around and left with the money, and they still claim they couldn't find him. And how I know that? I used to volunteer for the Red Cross, right? And then it takes FEMA forever. And even after Katrina, we still have brothers and sisters that are mishoused. Now, when they tried to go back to their homes in Louisiana, they already started gentrifying, building things up, making things highly expensive. Even that little check they got for FEMA couldn't even give them a residency on where they were, right? So with the fires and everything else, and as they rebuild, where they're going to leave the 360,000 people that are out here that are unhoused? Where are they going to go? Right? And I'm not talking about homeowners, because homes are not the only thing they have out there. Apartments, children, where are they going to go? What's going to happen to them? Yeah. Dr. Shams, you got anything you want to add to that?
Black Power raised first, yes. It's a great time that our people have finally come together. The Moors, the Nation of Islam, the Hebrew Israelites, the Black Panther Party. Who else? Who else? I have a host. I have a picture on my site homepage, shows how our people coming together. Opposition should not make us weaker. It should just fuel the energy to get us to be stronger. And to look out for one another better. I understand that we on our way to doing that right now already. But for those brothers and sisters who are less fortunate than we are, we need to step out and lend a helping hand to those brothers and sisters and show them a way back up. Don't let gentrification destroy us as a people. Black Power raised first.
That's right. Black Power race first, because if we don't take care of our brothers and sisters, who is? You know what I'm saying? We already know that the government is not, right? When has the government actually helped us as brothers and sisters, or actually came together when it came to our issues, right? If we don't help each other, who's going to help us, right? And not being a revolutionary is inhumane. It's inhumane not to be. Because if we don't stand up for our brothers and sisters, who is? And we don't give a damn about no Uncle Sam. Any comments? I apologize, brothers and sisters. I had, oh, so what's the plan? That's a good question. There's a question in there. She said, so what's the plan? That's exactly right. We got to have a plan. The plan is unification. That means all of us have to unify. And it doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter what organization you are involved in. You know what I'm saying? It's about us coming together as brothers and sisters, right? We have one thing in common. That's the question for you. What is the one thing that all of us here on this panel, the brothers and sisters that are watching us on YouTube, what is the one thing that we have in common? That's the question I have for brothers and sisters, because when we can come together, like Comrade V said, on our similarities, on our common grounds, and that's how we win. What is one thing that all of us have in common?
Black power, race first. This is Dr. Shams, yes. Malcolm X said it best, brother Al-Haj Malik Shabazz. He said it best. He said that we are not outnumbered, we are out-organized. But we're organizing these days, so, European, need to slack up on us, and just let us go ahead and do our thing. We won't mess with them as long as they ain't messing with us. But by nature, they are forced by nature to mess with and destroy the black race. So they really can't help themselves. But besides that, like I said, opposition should not make us weaker, it should just make us stronger. So therefore, we forge ahead in face of any opposition and do what we have to do, as we're already in the process of doing. And I like to applaud that. All praise due to the Most High, Almighty God, Allah, and Black Power race first.
Race first. That's right. Our struggle, our being, our skin, our melanin, our carbon, our history, our ancestors. Our struggle. Exactly. Queen Kasheebah, what is the one thing that we have in common that we can stay focused on in order to grow and build? That's right. We need our land. Power, black power. That's right. And they took our land. Our ancestors already had the land. They came over there, and we had to fight tooth and nail to stay on our own land, right? Brother DeWalt, he's in here now. Finally, can you give us a little introduction about you, Brother DeWalt?
Yes, sir. Your mic is hot.
Yeah, race first, Brother DeWalt. You came in kind of late when we was talking about the fires in LA. Do you want to comment on anything about how you feel about what's going on with all the fires and the land and everything that's being destroyed? Because you have to remember, LA is not the only area that fires has been burnt. Matter of fact, there was a fire in Norfolk, Virginia, and I talked to a brother, and he was saying that something was going on in South Carolina. You know, is this something like something contagious? Oh, start a fire here, start a fire there. Whenever it's convenient for you, let's begin a fire. And yes, H. Rap Brown needs to get out of jail. And that's the thing. Donald Duck is sitting over here letting them Proud Boys out of prison. He said when he gets in office, he gonna let them out. He also said that the people that turned around and destroyed the Capitol up in Washington D.C., he gonna let them out of jail. But you got brothers and sisters that is incarcerated right now for crimes that they did not commit. And I don't hear anybody saying anything about them being released from jail. And they know they innocent, right? So what's up with that? Oh, look, you know what? There's a sister, somebody here, a man, Hotep 8 said they're in LA. Is there any way that we can get them on there? Because if they're on the ground in LA, they can probably give us some feedback about what's actually being seen out there if they want to come on the righteous versus the wicked. Comrade V, while we see if we can get Amen Hotep Sati, Amen Hotep Sati 8. If we can get them on here live so they can tell us about what's going on in LA because they're in LA. I don't know if we can get them on. Comrade V.
Yeah, Sister Conrad.
You have anything you want to add?
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. Um, I wanted to address the sister's question. Was she, or I believe it was sister. I apologize if you are a brother. But the question about what's the plan, and kind of piggyback off of what you guys said. Um, we all within the movement and outside of the movement, even if you're just an individual who is pro-black, Afrocentric, uh, you know, our people first, conscientious to a degree, etc. We all scream, holler, and acknowledge unity. The thing is, when we say it, it can't just be a phrase, it can't just be a statement, it has to be practiced. So when they're all brothers and sisters that are looking to reach out potentially, we shouldn't be as apprehensive as we have been shown to be if we are really unity, 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 unity. That's one thing I wanted to say. In which within the movement, which I and the M's, we're essentially, we're a newer group. We aren't as older in age, so we haven't been around as long to see, how things have progressed as and compared to what they were maybe 15, 20, 30 years ago. However, I can see where there's been cadres built, where there have been relations, rapports, there have been lines that have ultimately been crossed in an attempt to build some sense of unity and have some type of collective agenda or plan put together. We know within the movement essentially that nationhood is the goal. We know that that's the focus. We know that that's the highest form of freedom our people could truly attain in this day and age. Now, when we say that and presenting it to the people, it has to be maybe explained or detailed a little further in context. So when we say nationhood, nationhood ain't the idea of us trying to go off and find some random piece of land and think that we're just somehow going to occupy this space with 40 to 48 million plus people. That's not a realistic expectation. Nationhood can be developed in many different forms and in many different capacities, but first and foremost, we have to understand what that looks like. Self-determination in the context of international law is a core principle that all people who have created or established the nation since the 1940s or World War II have utilized to their advantage, whether they were European, such as Kosovo in 2010, or if they were South Sudan, which is in the land, Africa, in 2011. Both of those used the core principle of self-determination in support of what they were doing and successfully attained nationhood through performing a plebiscite or a referendum, which is nothing more than a vote. It can be done in survey form. Hell, it doesn't even require the entire populace to vote. You just need a large enough representation of it if you decide to go that route. And if you do not, the alternate method is actually a political entity, such as like the Afrodescendant nation, with enough of a representation. No doubt. With enough of a representation, at least a nice piece of the demographic to say are in support of such, but it doesn't actually require that. There are many different forms and there are many different plays for us to follow, but in terms of the plan, nationhood, unilateral secession, which is the action, that's more important than even the international law to support it, because if the international law didn't exist, what does that mean? We don't establish ourselves as an independent people? No, that it just means that there's something there in support of it, some type of international guideline that other people have used that is now at our disposal. So to unilaterally secede and to unilaterally declare our independence is the ultimate form of freedom. And it is the true way of attaining justice. If we are really realistically looking to attain reparations, in which reparations is more than just money. Reparations is to restore people back to their original form before they were colonized. So in order to do that, you would have to grant those people independence. And you can't grant a people independence. Those people have to take it. They have to assert it for themselves. So that's the plan. Now there are many, many steps leading up to it, which I'm pretty sure throughout the course of these different episodes we will be able to get into each individual one. Um, and of course, strategically, it wouldn't be wise for us to sit up here and relay such, information on this platform. But plan wise, that is the goal. And it's not as if the members of the movement do not know the steps that lead up to it. And it's not as if they aren't prepared, have different programs, initiatives that address the many different aspects that are included in nationhood. It's just us developing the cadre, us developing the collaboration, us developing the collective effort. So that includes those of us that are in the movement, but that also includes the general viewer like you, who's listening now, who may not be connected to a formation, who may not be connected to an organization. Hell, you may not have another person for 100 miles who seemingly thinks or move or is concerned as you are. Nonetheless, this is the place for you to be able to connect with groups like this, to be able to connect with individuals like Sister Comrade Desiree, Sister Comrade Cody, uh, Queen Mother, Brother K. DeWalt, Dr. Shams, myself, so that we can either get you tapped into what we're doing here in our collective, or if there's another formation or another organization or individual in close proximity, we may have a network close to you where we could connect you with someone who's still a part of the same agenda. So that's the purpose of us being able to take what we're doing here and present it to y'all, the general public, because in order for this to work, it's going to take both components. It's going to take us, the people who are actively engaged in bringing these things into fruition now, and it's going to take y'all, the general people who at some point have to engage or participate in some capacity or another. That's the only way it's going to succeed. All right.
Black power. So we got Amen. What Amen Hotep Seti. Introduce yourself and tell us about you and tell us what's going on in LA. You said you right there in LA. Amen Hotep Seti. Hotep Seti. 8. You still there? I don't know. Is something going on with the microphone or the mute? Because I see that they joined in. Amen Hotep.
I think he trying to talk. We can't hear him. He might still be on mute.
Amen Hotep. Can you unmute yourself? Or is the system muting him? Can he get unmuted or she get unmuted? Because I'm not sure if it's a male or a female. Because it does look like they're trying to say something. Okay, so that's not working. All right, so any other comments about everything? You know, what's going on? You know, Kay DeWalt, Cecily, Dr. Shen. Okay. All right, so it's a brother. Greetings. Oh, he said we can hear you. Brother, you loud and clear. I don't know if it grows into this group chat. Can somebody put him something in the group chat and let him know we can hear him? Well, let's see. Maybe we lost him. All right, maybe we'll try to get back in. All right. Any other comments about everything that's going on with this situation, dealing with the fires, or just like revolution altogether? Because, like I said, not to be a revolutionary is inhumane. Okay, yes. Let's we're gonna go to some videos, some TikTok videos. Yes. Thank you, Brother Duval. Sister Koti, can we do the TikTok videos? Oh, he says, my people, I cannot hear the conversation. Okay. I apologize for anything anybody's having, computer problems or phone dysfunction. It could be, something that's happened naturally, or it could be done purposely. Who knows? But don't worry, we'll get better in due time. This is our first episode dealing with the righteous versus the wicked. The righteous versus the wicked. We are the righteous, brothers and sisters. We are the righteous, right? We are the righteous.
Give me a minute, my sister, get to pull that video off for y'all. Carry on, y'all doing a nice job. I love the conversation.
Doing our best. Hey, Dr. Shams, tell us about your website.
Okay. Right now, if you want to share the screen, I can show you what's actually going on in the homepage, because I just put up a nice picture of all of us working together as a people, and right underneath that, I have the agenda, what we need to do.
Because you're in the group, do you have a way that you can share your own screen?
I got it, my sister. I'm going to share it for him.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, if you would scroll straight down, you will be able to see the picture I'm talking about. You see us right there? You see us? Now, if I don't know, the letters are too small for me to see, but if you could name the groups that are there. Still too small. I might have to expand my screen. I hope I can still access the audios. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Come on forward. Still can't see it all. Need to be bigger than that. Wow. It's the Moors, the Sabian, the Wapians, the UNIA, the Hebrew Israelites, Nation of Islam, all pictured there in that picture. All of our those are our most significant major active groups coming together right there in that picture. And if you go to the link right up underneath it, you'll see an agenda, what we're supposed to be about. Sham's government militia flag. Yeah, that's it. Okay, if you want to scroll down, yeah, right there, right there. We can start right there. See, I tell us, see, we got the power. We had an organization and the power, the ability to protect our own lives, but we too used to marching and gathering together and everything and bunching up and whatnot. Like the black militia, they got the right idea, but the wrong operation. All of them crowding together like that with the power they have. What they gonna do? Kill each other with it? They need to spread out. Spread out. You cover more ground. You get more strategic. You could cover more territory. You know, gain more objective by spreading out. Don't crowd. We ain't no Martin Luther King group out here, defending ourselves like the black militia. You know, trying to be Martin Luther King at the same time. No, spread out so you can cover more ground and focus in on our objective better, attain more territory, get more of the goal set place where we can achieve it. You know, spread out, don't crowd, spread out. And if you want to go back up to the top where it says Union of Member Nations, okay, you can click on that link, Union of Member Nations. And go down to where it says the patrol areas. And I'll show you what we're supposed to be doing right now. Not yet. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. It's a brown area. It's a brown. Oh, you got it. Now you in that area right now. Note where it says notice on down. Nope, you passed it. You going back up. Go down. Yeah. Yeah, I can't see to read all of that, but basically what it's saying is that don't let the Europeans show us up on patrol by, saying it's all right to patrol their area, but we can't patrol ours. Let's not lose heart on that. Let's stand up. Let's stand up and be the brothers and sisters, strong brothers and sister warriors that we are, protecting our own lives in self-defense and expand our patrol areas to all areas where our people live and are located and are victimized or under the control of, under the murderous view of or ability of the so-called U.S. patrol systems. Let's get out here with the unity we have and patrol all areas where we live to protect our own lives. Let's not let the Europeans show us up on that there to about they can patrol their areas and we not patrolling ours. No, let's not lose heart. Let's stand up with some heart and get out here in all areas and protect our own lives, our own black lives. Black power, peace, race first.
Black power race first, but you got brothers and sisters on here. Isn't that something? That's and I love it. The neighborhood watch. Isn't that something? Brother V, Queen of Kasheebah, DeWalt is gone. I think he was having some problems as well. Is that not what the new Black Panther Party does? Do we not patrol areas? because I know that there was a brother one time he came on and he was in St. Louis. I can't remember the name of his organization, but I know they're a young group, and he said that they do patrolling, and I think that's very good. You know that we should do that in our communities. Yes.
Yeah. And to add what I was saying too, Black Power and Race First, the Nation of Islam operation, they have one main headquarters, but if you look at them in Harlem, they are spread out all throughout Harlem here in New York. They are spread out. You know, they not bunching together. They not they when they march, they putting on an exhibition, a performance. That's the only time we should crowd together is putting on an exhibition or a performance. Other than that, we need to gain more territory to be more effective. We need to spread out. Don't be Martin Luther King, out here to, defend ourselves, hurting each other because we too close together to each other. No, spread out. Like that's the operation of the Nation of Islam. They have a headquarters, but they spread out, especially with that final call, that newspaper they have. Black Power, Peace, and Red First. Yeah, I'm saying spread out so we don't hurt each other with what we have, what we carrying. What we need is communication when we spread out. That's what we need. Communication as always. That's with organization. That's with having numbers. That's with anything. We need the communication. We can spread out. Ain't no problem with spreading out instead of crowded. We've been crowded forever. Look where it got us. Nowhere. But if we spread out, we had the communications to back up and help each other, then it becomes a different story. We should also have cameras so that when something go down, nobody will be able to tell a tale differently than what actually is happening. Black power, peace, race first. Okay, for those of you who haven't visit the homepage of my website, Monday, January 20th, inauguration day for Donald Duck, Donald Trump, whatever his name is. you know, we go to United Nations and see if we can be on the way to forming a nation state. And like I said before, part of forming a nation state is where we begin to defend ourselves. Remember how we was taken over? We were taken over by a militia. So it's going to take a militia to reverse the situation of us being occupied and brutalized by the enemy. It's going to take that. It's going to take that for us to be able to succeed. And the first step is the patrols. Black Power, peace, race first.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm in San Francisco. This is not like LA, but what we have in here is a lot of earthquakes. So the other day, they locked us all in our apartments and they shut it off and we couldn't take an elevator or nothing. They had an alarm that came through, right? And so that's the situation that's here. And we just had an earthquake the other day, and then I found out, I think it's on the same fault line as what happened back in 1906. In 1906, San Francisco actually burned down to the ground with the massive earthquake. But they saying that, they got the reservoirs and everything together. But, as our brothers and sisters say, and like they say out here, if they have that major earthquake out here again in San Francisco, being on that fault line, the Golden Gate Bridge can come tumbling down. So LA is having fires, but San Francisco is having earthquakes, kind of like back to back. It's been happening. We just had one the other day. And so that's why I had to go downstairs because, again, they going through that thing, wanting us to evacuate. But I'm not going anywhere. Hey, brothers and sisters. All right. So the brother never came back on there. Amen. Hotep Seti, huh? I saw he tried to get back on there. He didn't get back on there. All right. Sounds good. Anything else, brothers and sisters, we want to cover? Exactly. Yeah, that's important. Yes. So the righteous versus the wicked is gonna be a regular show that's gonna come on for right now on Thursday nights, 8 o'clock Eastern time, 5 o'clock Pacific time, and we're gonna do that on Thursday. Hopefully, we have Dr. Shams is gonna be here with us, giving us some more information. And Dr. Shams got some good videos as well on his site, and some good documentaries. But he also has his own program and platform. But we're on here, so brothers and sisters, you can come in, check out. But the thing is, like every Thursday, we're gonna be here. Brother V, you left? Okay, so I don't know. Comrade V, you gone? I don't know. Did he chime on? I don't see him up there anymore. Yeah. So that's the thing that's going on in San Francisco. So they have this evacuation thing. This kind of like making sure everybody's all right. Like I said, we had an earthquake. Was it like 2 days ago? And then we got some other things that's going on inside the building, and they're having problems here. But I apologize for having to leave for the moment. What about Queen Mother? You have anything that you want to give before we chime out? Queen Mother Kasheebah?
Sister Desiree.
Yeah.
Thursday, there's a pre-engagement that I told you about earlier.
Yeah, you told me about that. Yeah.
So I don't know about
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out, because it's imperative to have you on the show. Once everything gets mastered, we can go back to our Friday nights after we master everything. And we don't have to, we can, do it on our own as time goes on, right? But you always welcome to come in whenever you can. Okay, so, all right, so we got a few brothers and sisters out. So let's see. All right, so this is the thing. So it's getting late. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the show. This is the thing right here. I'm gonna leave everybody with some last words by Dr. Khalid Muhammad. And I thank everybody for tuning in. I'm thanking the people that came in. I wish we could have got Ahmed Hotep Seti 8 on the show because I really want to hear what was going on in LA. So that's gonna be it, brothers and sisters, for the night. I'm gonna share Khalid Muhammad. And that's gonna be our final words. Peace and wholeness. You guys all see Khalid Muhammad's video?
Of course, let's put on Brother Khaled. We always down with him. Let's put on Brother Khaled. Black Power Peace Race first.
Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to share my screen over here. Hold on. Give me 1 second, yeah. That's the thing when you have one second. I have to wait until the engineer gets back in there. For some reason, my screen and I'm sharing because I have it right here, but for some reason I can't get it over here in the middle. Dr. Shams, you know how to do that? Because it's over here in the backstage.
No, sister, that's Sister Cody. Sister Cody,
Yeah.
you there?
Sister, oh, wait, V. I have Dr. Khalid Muhammad. I wanted to put on here, but it's in the backstage. Is there any way that you can show me how to get it out of the backstage so I can put it on the screen? Yeah, I can hear you. The three dots. Oh, okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. Let's, Dr. Khalid.